Welcome back. From coast to coast in Canada, welcome back. Let's introduce the band before we get to our questions from the phone, from the internet, from the studio audience. Guitarist Mark McAway. Guitarist Mark McAway.
Mark McAway.
Those M's. Keyboardist Kevin Young. Voice bassist Jeff Pierce. On the drums, Mr. Paul Wilcox.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Anybody heard of David Usher?
No. Who?
And there is a special guest, actually, to come out shortly. Thanks for taking out the time, guys, for what could have been a well-deserved day off on your tour.
Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy.
It's good to have you here. To indulge us with this private show. Yeah, thanks for ruining our day off. The studio audience is made up mainly of Moist fans who faxed or emailed their desire to be here. There were literally hundreds and hundreds of faxes and emails. Many of these people also submitted a question for the band, so we're going to take phone calls from anywhere in North America. First question, though, comes from our theater audience. Julia, question for Moist. Julia.
Hi. You've experimented a lot lately with the different instruments used on Creature and also with the Tangerine remix. I was just wondering what to expect from the new Moist album.
We don't know yet. We haven't actually started writing it yet.
No?
Gangster rap.
Okay.
I have a feeling we'll be sort of picking up on some of the things that we got going on with Creature, you know, different instruments and different arrangements, and taking that a bit further. You know, we're always looking to experiment and do different things. So.
Okay.
Thanks, Julia.
Thank you, Julia.
Let's go to the phone all the way in Oakville, listener of Q107 in Toronto, Liz.
Hi.
Question for Moist, Liz.
Yeah, I wondered how they got started singing, and what would they be doing now, like if they didn't get into that?
What? We all met in prison.
Are you speaking English?
Everybody has to Liz, can you try one more time?
How did you start singing, and like what would you be doing if you weren't in the business?
Yeah,
how did we start playing?
Singing, and if you weren't in the business, what would you be doing?
I've been singing for since I was little. You know, I've always played guitar and sung mostly folk songs. If I wasn't doing this, I have no idea. You know, I'd be back at Club Monaco folding clothes, I think.
Retail.
Yeah, baby.
Academia, I'm not sure.
Thanks on the phone from Q107 Toronto.
That's kind of nuts. Academia nuts.
I've got an email, actually, from Saskatoon.
Sorry.
Shauna May from Saskatoon says, your show on the 16th was great. And the question from Shauna via email is, do you like playing in smaller theaters, as in the Gasoline Tour, or in the bigger arena-type venues?
We like the thing that we have done the least frequently, I guess. At the time, when we've just come off doing arenas, we'd love to do a club show. When we've done a lot of club shows, we'd love to do a theater show. It's sort of like we like doing all those things, and it's most fun when we haven't done one for a while.
It's definitely bizarre for us to go out and play in front of a whole bunch of seats, like we're doing tonight, as a matter of fact. We're used to having the big mosh pit. Yeah.
Thanks for Shauna's question from email from out in Saskatoon. Another audience question. Joseph, a question for Moist, sir.
Yeah, being from Vancouver and being all across Canada like thousands of times, do you find a difference between the fans and the industry all across Canada?
We have a good time everywhere we go. That's the safe answer. Sometimes you know, it's not so much a difference of the fans. It's a difference of what happens to us along the way, which could be anything from weather to some of our more recent adventures. Our crew has had their bus fill up with
urine.
With urine, thank you very much. So I mean, the fans are great to us all the way across. It's technical difficulties and things. It's bladder control.
Bladder control is always a big issue on the road.
How did he get in the top bunk?
Joseph, thanks for the question. They say there's only two kinds of people in Flin Flon, Manitoba, hockey players and Moist fans. We've got one on the phone listening to CFAR. I guess CFAR. Tim, are you there?
I'm here.
Question for Moist, Tim.
I'd like to know what their favorite CD is to listen to by any band other than themselves.
We don't actually listen to ourselves very often.
No. Us three?
We'd almost have to go person to person. My favorite one right now is Pixies Doolittle. Actually, that's my favorite right now.
That's Mark. He likes Pixies. David.
I'm listening to Jamiroquai right now.
I'm listening to the best of James Taylor right now.
Jeff's getting old.
As we speak.
Just remember, Jeff, you've got a friend just yesterday morning.
I didn't know you were gone.
What about Paul?
I'm busy working up on my work. What am I doing? I'm listening to Us Three, the latest one. I'm not sure what it's called. What's it called? Pardon me?
And what about you, Kevin? What are you listening to these days?
Actually, one of my most recent favorite CDs would be the Wide Mouth Mason CD, another Canadian band.
Speaking of Saskatoon, as we were earlier. Hey, Tim, thanks for your call. Melissa, studio audience member. Melissa, question for Moist.
Your videos are always really brilliant, and I just wanted to know how much of it are your own ideas and how much influence do you have on the final product?
At the beginning, we were pretty much in full control of the ideas. We came up with the ideas and the scripts and the storyboards and all that. Lately, it's been a little busier for us, so we've had to relinquish a lot of that to other people, just because of schedules.
You know, there's a process to the making of the video, right, where you get in creative treatments and you read them and then you make suggestions to the directors and you sort of get that creative process happening. But you know, it's hard to find the time to really dig in and think of something right out of the blue sort of thing at this point.
I think we might be spent with ideas for a little while too. You need some time to regenerate.
Good question, Melissa. This is All Access with Moist. We go to the phone. You're so easy. I love you guys. We go to the phone from Erie, Pennsylvania, listening to The Hawk in London. Dan, are you there, sir?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. Question for Moist.
Okay. Will you ever perform any concerts in Erie or any cities around?
Do people sound like that?
We have been in Cleveland lately.
Just kidding.
Where exactly is Erie, Pennsylvania?
It's close.
Right next to Lake Erie.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
That's the name. Go figure. Isn't that close to Buffalo?
About 85 miles.
Right.
That's close, isn't it?
I seen you guys in London on September 8th. Drove all the way around the lake.
Oh, you need to get a boat, my friend.
Well, thank you very much.
Put down the bong.
We respect your sincerity and your ability to drive long distances to catch Moist. Way to go, man. Keep listening to The Hawk in London.
Yes.
Thanks for the call, dude.
Thanks.
We've got another studio audience question before we get to more live music in just a couple of minutes. Kelly has a whole pile of questions spinning around in her head for Moist. Pick one or two of them.
Hello.
Kelly.
I was wondering what made you decide to make the orchestra version of Gasoline?
We
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, it did. The record company came to us with the idea of it. We'd already done a version of Gasoline that had a cello on it, and they came to us and asked us how we'd feel about having a full orchestra playing on a song, and we thought it would be really bizarre, and it was really hard to say no to it because we were just so curious about what it would sound like in the end. So
Very good.
Thank you.
What about that question about an egg?
Yes, I was wondering what the significance of the egg on Jeff's forehead in the Gasoline video was.
It's very,
Aha. Somebody noticed.
Do you know how many times we had to do that?
do you know how
I bet you he loved
It was incredibly cold.
Do you know how hard it is to have an egg cracked on your forehead without breaking into a total laugh?
No, I don't.
There's a reason why it's a short shot. So,
The deep hidden inner meaning is what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yes.
Some kind of fertility rite or something. I don't know.
That's exactly what it is. It's a fertility rite.
Jeff's trying to have children. Himself.
all by myself. Yeah.
Good questions, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's ready for more live Moist?